Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our second contest of the evening. This is a middleweight contest scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds. Please welcome, from Nicaragua, now fighting out of Catalonia, Spain, Miguel Aguilar!
Of Barcelona-based Nicaraguans who we see at regular intervals over here, the likes of Ronaldo Mora, Jose Aguilar, Vincent Tellez, and they bring good value. They come to fight normally, and that's why we see them over here so often. He's tough, Miguel Aguilar. I've seen him a few times and he's stopped by the likes of Kerman Lajaraga, who's now the European welterweight champion, but not by too many others.
I know that in preparation for their fights, they've had their most recent fights, and at the age of 34, I've had a little chat with him, and he says he doesn't feel he's reached his prime yet, and the fight that you spoke about, which he felt like he'd won the fight, I know that he'd love a return on that kind of fight. Doesn't feel he's reached his prime yet, so a lot more left in the tank, he says.
Boxing out of the red corner, we're in the red and white, weighing in at 11 stone, 6.5 pounds. He comes to the ring for his 62nd professional fight. Originally from Nicaragua, now fighting out of Catalonia, Spain, Miguel Aguilar! And his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red and gold shorts, weighing in at 11 stone, 8 pounds. He comes to the ring with a fight record of 10 wins from 11 professional fights, 1 inside the distance, 1 loss, no draws. From Chatham, Kent, Grant, go-getter, Dennis! Your referee in charge of the action for this one is Mr. Chaz Coakley. Your timekeeper of the bell is Mr. John Smith.
I've always spoke to you both, keep them punches up. No edging, yeah? Touch glass.
Definitely was on the back foot trying to box and be smart, and it's easy, if you see the fight, you can understand how he thought he won it. He did a lot of work that night, and I imagine what's on his mind now is building himself straight back into that position.
Well, he's moved on from that title, Elliot Matthews. It's actually vacant at the moment, but Rhys Cartwright and Tyler Denny fight for the English middleweight title tomorrow at Walsall Town Hall on the Black Country Boxing Promotions bill, one of Errol Johnson's bills, so I'm sure he'll be awaiting the outcome of that with a lot of interest. He's in terrific shape. You can see that, and he started pretty purposefully here. And Aguilar, with just a look at his corner there, and that's a kind of knowing glance you sometimes see the away corner fighter and his trainer just share. He realises he's in with somebody here who, for this, it's not just any other night. He wants to get back into contention quickly, Dennis, and he catches him with a right hand and then an uppercut too. And I think this could be quite painful for Aguilar, to be honest.
Well, the early signs are there. He's landing some clean shots, especially with that right hand. That left hand not so much, but he set the right hands up so well. That right hook and then that uppercut were beautiful, and I feel like he's noticed them straight away. It's easy to land them shots and not realise that you've landed such a clean shot. And I think he's recognised that them shots are working. In round 1 of the fight as well is pretty good start.
Saw a brilliant British title fight from ringside at middleweight 2 weeks ago between Jason Wellborn and Tommy Langford. It was the second fight in a row between those two. The first one was nominated for Fight of the Year, and the second one, I think, in this new season will be as well. It was absolutely sensational. It's a division that generally does give good value because as you go up in the weights, the strength to power ratio becomes more dangerous, is probably the only word for it, really. And for me, it kind of starts at middleweight.
Yeah, it's a great division. There's a Southern Area title fight just been made between Taylin Jones and Linus Udofia as well, which will be a fantastic fight. I think Linus is 10-0 with 7 knockouts. Taylin Jones is 11 wins, 1 loss. Only got a couple of stoppages, but he's got a crazy engine on him. that'll be something that Dennis, even though he's past it now and he's looking around higher things, he will keep his eye on them sort of things, because they're the boys that will be chasing up behind here. He's looking well tonight. He looks fresh for a 34-year-old as well. You know, half look clean and fresh and cut and in shape.
Good combination of punches there. Aguilar was made to miss with the left hand, and then Dennis didn't quite land the right uppercut clean.
He's put that head in a couple of times now. It's the second time Chaz pulled him up on that. I think towards the end of one of these rounds, Chaz will want to tell the corner to start pulling him up on that. If he does it again, he leans straight in with that head. It's not really good for any fight. Hopefully Dennis can recognise that and walk him into an uppercut more.
That would be the shot, wouldn't it? Because he is quite crouched over as he comes in there, as you say. He's just trying to get onto the shoulder. Close is safe, as the saying goes, and he doesn't want to be where he is now particularly, because that kind of three-quarter longish range is very much where Dennis will want to keep him. End of the first round. Good busy first round there from Grant Dennis, and Aguilar just sticks out his tongue and has a bit of a grimace as he goes back towards the corner. But as I said, these crew of Catalonian Nicaraguans now, as you might call them, they are tough.
He looks more than happy walking around the ring like he's walking through the park with his dog.
Well, he's been the distance with the likes of Tommy Langford, Troy Williamson, Johnny Coyle, Stephen Donnelly. That was just a couple of weeks ago in his last fight. Fighters who stopped him: Leharaga, who I mentioned, is the European welterweight champion; Seferino Rodriguez, who was, before he lost it to Sam Eggington; Roman Andreev, who beat Craig Evans for the WBO European not that long ago. So it's only really good fighters who have managed to put him away.
That head going straight forward right at the start of the round.
I think that's what the referee's just having a quick word of them both about. You were right, he's taken the opportunity to do that sooner rather than later, which is a good thing.
It doesn't help anyone in the fight. I get that some people do it, they feel like it can put their opponent off, they do it for tactical reasons, but no one would gain anything out of this. You potentially give Grant a cut, and the fight may get stopped, and he's not even going to get the win for it, so it's not really anyone's achieving anything out of it.
Nice right hand there from Dennis. Just snapped the head back of Aguilar. Looking to attack the body.
I like seeing boys double up on the uppercut like that. Straight, he went from body to head, but I appreciate that as a shot. Double up to the head or double up to the body. You don't see it very often. I think it's quite a successful shot. When your hand fits through that glove and you've connected, if you're up close like that, just keep digging away and tapping away. It might not hurt, but their head's bouncing up and down and it's distracting them.
Well, the referee just having a quick word with Dennis there about holding with his left hand and hitting with his right, and he's done that a couple of times now, so I'm not surprised that Chaz Coakley spoke up on it, but he's looking nice and busy. He's just kind of growing into the round here, Dennis. The jab looks decent. Left hand there from Aguilar. That's the shot he looks for. Hasn't really managed to land it yet. There was the uppercut.
Again, he goes with that double uppercut there. It's not really landing very clean. Maybe if he followed up with a third one as a hook or on either hand, I feel like he'd have a bit of success with that, finishing that shot.
Just falling slightly short with the right hand and then moving in behind it. There's that right again. I think the problem with the uppercut for him is that he just steps out to the right a little bit and then has to throw it at a slight angle, and it's not quite connecting.
Always seems to glide off the hand, off the forearm and the glove. Maybe if he stepped the other way, he'd put himself in the perfect position for it. Or maybe throw the other uppercut from the other hand.
Nice right hand there.
That was clean.
Straight through the guard. Aguilar's having a go though, and this is what I mean about that troop of fighters we see so often over here now, is they do come to have a scrap. Very rarely just cover up. They generally tend to feel if they're under fire that the best way to try and get through it is to give some back.
Then he's not wanting to hang around though. He's straight back on him as soon as action is broke. He wants to get back to work. The ref steps in, he steps back forward, and he wants to be busy. He looks like a kind of come forward, keep working, keep grafting, grind them down kind of fighter. And with the longer rounds now, where he's getting to his championships, that will suit him. He'll manage to grind opponents down, providing he's got the tank to follow it through.
Well, that's it. In the 2 title fights he's had, they've both gone 10 rounds, and he got it against Jenman, didn't quite get it against Matthews. So midway through this one, scheduled for 4. Aguilar staying on his feet. One of his laces, I think, is a little bit loose there. Aguilar, his right lace. So slight delay to the start of round 3. Halfway through this one, scheduled for 4. Grant Dennis is in the red and gold. Miguel Aguilar is in the red and white. Aguilar coming over from Barcelona, born in Nicaragua. Had most of his early fights over there. Dennis, Chatham in Kent. Former Southern Area champion, English title challenger.
He's looking well tonight. He's looking well. He's ref not too happy with that, interrupted me there with his clash of heads. That's been going on since the start, and it's not always something you want to see in a fight like this. The fight's warmed up nicely. They're both going nicely at each other, and it would be a shame to see a cut spoil something like this.
Just poking with the right hand there, Dennis. Looking for the combination, but again, Aguilar looks to try and come back himself. Good right hand there from Aguilar, just got through.
Nice and clean. That's smile on his face there as he steps back.
Landed the uppercut again there up the middle, Dennis. It's not really hurt Aguilar.
His record doesn't suggest he's a big puncher. He hasn't got many stoppages on there, but if he lands clean shots like this repetitively over the longer fights, they will take their toll and it'll drain the opponents. If nothing, the ref might start looking at the guys. If he's landing these shots over and over again, doesn't have to knock them out. The ref can look and think, well, this is too much.
Another good right hand up the middle again. As he steps forward with that uppercut and just throws it straight, then it lands. Either it lands high up on the chest or on the chin. Right hand lead there, then just moved onto the shoulder from Dennis. Slips underneath the left hook and tries to counter with the right hand. Didn't quite find a spot for that one.
Nice combination there. His opponent calls him on there. Come on, he says to him. Dennis confident and comfortable in there now, has his hands down. I think he's enjoying himself a little bit. At this point, there isn't actually that much coming back in this round. So at this mid-range, long-range section that he's found himself in now, he seems to be actually a lot tidier and getting hit back a lot less. When he gets up close, he gets caught with them heads, and then they get tangled up and the ref breaks them up again.
Well, when he throws that right hand, whichever way he throws it, whether it's an uppercut or that kind of screw shot almost that he throws with it, he moves in behind it. His feet just come in behind it, and that's why he ends up on the shoulder, and it's a bit of a shame because it then just smothers any other work that he might be able to do.
It puts a full stop on the end of the end of the combination, really.
That goes about the end of the third round. Good stuff from Grant Dennis. This was your weight division, of course, middleweight. So how are things?
It was
Richie
tough
Gray
at first.
had to hang up the gloves in case anybody's unaware through to hand injury, so it's been a bit of a transformation for you over the last few weeks.
Yeah, it was tough at first, like any boxer will understand. It is difficult at first, but I found my way now and I'm staying in and around the media side, which I do enjoy. with Fight Talk and one of my sponsors that sponsored me during my career, Advanced Facility Management, looking after me as well now. I'm doing bits with MTK and Fight Talk and started doing interviews and really enjoying the media side of things. It's a lot safer and I haven't been hit once.
It's a lot safer.
Nobody's punched me yet, so...
Well, I've often thought, though, that maybe the standard of commentary would improve if I got punched in the face every time I made a mistake. No, it's a lot safer this side. A lot safer.
Well, maybe we'll put that in for the future. If we're no good, people can come and punch us. We'll test run it on you first.
Right.
I've been punched enough.
So into the fourth and final round here, Grant Dennis looking to try and turn up the heat a bit against Miguel Aguilar.
Both happy to exchange here. I'm not a big fan of Grant when he's right in close, he drops them hands and he's willing to take a shot. I get it, I understand it. You're not hurting me. You're trying to make a statement. You can't hurt me. Everyone else, you can see that he can't hurt me. I get that. But if it was a competitive, close fight, it can only take one shot. He might have the chin for it, but it doesn't look good on the scorecard sometimes. Even if he wins the round, for the ref, the judges, at some point in the fight, it might not reflect well.
He's got a decent jab, Dennis, when he chooses to throw it, but often he kind of pecks with that right hand, that lead right hand. He likes to throw that.
I can't help but to think, and I'm not a matchmaker, I can't help but to think how good of a fight him and Taylor Jones would be. Because Taylor Jones is a similar sort of style. He comes forward, work. Again, not a massive puncher. Imagine these two in front of each other, just letting fists go. They'd go for 10 rounds.
Some really good upper body movement there from Dennis. Just slipping a couple of punches, spinning away to his left-hand side. Fitness is obviously not an issue with him. We've mentioned the fact that he's been a distance in every fight he's had, actually, apart from one. Done 8 a couple of times, done 10 twice, and the engine hasn't been the problem.
I think because he's not stopped these people, it serves him well. He doesn't waste energy trying to knock people out because perhaps he feels, well, I'm not going to knock him out, so I'm not going to try. So he doesn't burn up unnecessary energy. So as the rounds go on, he hasn't tried to knock these opponents out, whereas some boys, when they believe in their power, they try to knock people out and burn up unnecessary energy.
But Aguilar's going to manage to negotiate his way through these rounds, as he generally does.
Again, I'd like to see Dennis take a step back and just keep it at mid to long range. He's at his best there. He's at his best. Perhaps it's not all his own doing. His opponent, he's probably happier, as you can see there, to lean straight onto him. But if Grant could sort of suss that out, keep him on the end of a jab as he steps forward, land a shot as he comes at him, and then step away.
Just shut down his own space a little bit there, Dennis, but then took a step back and landed a good-looking right hand. He's definitely looking to try and raise the tempo a bit here, and Aguilar, as is his way, is looking to try and swing back himself. That was decent from Aguilar, just pivoted round the front foot and managed to turn his man just when he really needed to find a bit of space too.
He's rolled under quite a few shots quite nicely as well. I don't know it's on purpose, but he's done it. See there, he charges in with that head again.
Well, there goes the bell, the end of the 4 rounds, and it was a good 4 rounds, an entertaining 4 rounds to watch. Grant Dennis was very much in control of it, but Aguilar came to fight. He came to have his say, and for the most part he did that, and Dennis will be pleased to get back out. It's a long time now since he fought Elliot Matthews. It's back last December. It was a defeat, it was a narrow defeat, as you say. He wasn't particularly happy with the decision, and once you've been in at that title level, you need back in at that level, don't you? You don't want to fight endless 4-6 rounds. He's had one tonight because he needed one, but his next fight he'll want to be back in where
100%.
Somewhere meaningful.
He wouldn't have want to go backwards. You come on a fight like that, the problem is you need to not blow some dust off because you've come off a loss, but there's no point going hard fights every single time. He's off the back of one. He's had a bit of time to fix some problems that he may have felt he had. Done that, test him out tonight, and now he's back in there now. He's back in the mix. He's had a fight. He can take another 50-50.
After 4 rounds of professional boxing, we go over to the point score of 40-36 in favour of your winner. In the blue corner, Grant, go get it, Dennis!
watching him beat Joe Hughes up in Sheffield a good 5-6 years ago, and that was a big win for him that night, Elfie. But he's doing good things managing fighters, and we're just trying to get Grant Dennis back actually for a quick post-fight interview. It'll be interesting to hear what he feels he can try and get his hands on next. And he's down ringside now with Sophia.
Well, congratulations, that's your 12th fight. Obviously, you're off the back of a loss to Elliot Matthews, the only defeat of your career, but it was for the English title.
Yeah.
Pleased to get out there, get the rounds under your belt?
Yeah, it's been a frustrating year because I haven't been able to get out like I wanted to. I wanted to get out a lot more than I have done. But now I'm back in there. I've got a good few rounds in there. He's a tough opponent.
61 fights, he's very durable. I can tell you were looking for that knockout.
Yeah, I thought I nearly had him at the end there, you know what I mean? But my main goal now is to go for the English again.
Yeah.
And because I don't feel like the result last time was fair, I think I should be standing here as the English champion now. And everyone knows that I want to get that back on with Elliot Matthews and set this record straight, because like I say, I believe that I won that fight that night, and it's a thorn in my side, so that's the one I want.
Well, it was a great fight, so fingers crossed that happens for you.
Hopefully, I can just pray.
Well done, congratulations. Back to you, Andy.